Hi. All right.
You ready?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Super excited to have you along, for the ride today. We've got some really, really important stuff to go over, and we've got a pretty recognizable guest. It's kind of hard to mistake you, but I won't blow up your head too much yet. So again, Brett, I love this show because of what we're going to get into first here is because, we want the fans and the people that are associated with the racetrack, drivers, crews, anybody that's going to be here or be a part of it, to hear the information from us. You know what I mean? So the biggest piece of news that we have, or the biggest thing that we want to go over, is the car show, right?
Well, yeah, first and foremost.
First and foremost, yes. So go ahead. No, please.
Yeah. So
the people want to hear from you, not from me. I'm just the somewhat pretty face. That's all.
Well, by the way, it's good to be back in Florida.
Yes, I was going to say, welcome back.
My little break. I watched the show from down there. It was good. The car show has gone virtual again this year, like it did last year, because of the way things are, and it worked out really well last year. So we want to go back and encourage anybody that's got their stuff together. And I know it's a little bit early. I tried to explain that to Jake and Doug, that most guys don't get their stuff lettered and together until the week before they need to. So it's a little early yet. But
Dude, stop talking about me like that, okay?
I've been down this road. I know how it works. I mean, there's a reason why I get ready to go to Florida. It's because
you don't want to wait till
earlier. I don't want to wait till the last minute. But if guys can get their pictures in to us, and we'll enter you in the car show. We got some nice little prizes. So we're going to give a tire away to each modified division for the winner in each division, and we've got some other awards for the street stocks. We're going to give away a couple pit passes to the full fender night in August.
Yep.
And then we are going to have an overall winner as well. So this is something that we do off a fan vote.
Yep.
For the classes, and then the ultimate overall best in show will come from the office.
Yeah,
so we're kind of excited about that.
Yeah,
this is good. It's a way to get everybody's stuff seen out there, and let people see your sponsors.
Yeah.
We take 4 different angles of the car.
Yeah, I was going to say the more angles that you take, the better it's going to be for Doug and everybody else to see.
Right. It's a great way to expose your team.
Yeah, and it. Does it cost anything to enter? Just absolutely free.
Absolutely free.
Perfect. So why not? Why not? So you're going to email your pictures to Doug Delgarian, and his email address is ddelgarian@ocfsracing.com. And did I miss anything on that? I didn't miss anything on that.
I think that covers it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. I do get a little bit nervous that I'm going to miss something super important. And then somebody's going to miss out, and it's going to be my fault. And I don't want to be known as that guy. So the other important piece of information that we have is the Miss OCFS pageant. All right, and that is also. Is that also? I don't have that on my notes. Is that going to be virtual? This virtual as well.
That's virtual as well.
Yes.
We send some pictures in again. Doug, do the pictures go to you on the
either or?
Okay.
Okay.
Send the pictures in.
Message us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We'll get you signed up.
Okay. And, we obviously want to have a young lady that can represent the track. It comes with 2 passes for the year.
I was going to say, that's a big deal.
To all the events. And we lay the red carpet out for them, and they represent the Orange County Fair Speedway and Victory Lane and some other functions.
Yeah. And so not only are you getting pit passes, but you're getting, let me see, because there's a laundry list of stuff. This is I wasn't expecting Jake to rattle off all of these things that the winner's going to get, but a tiara and a necklace, right, Jake? Yes. Tiara and a necklace from DeAndrea's Jewelry, right?
Correct.
Okay, I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing things correctly.
Right next to Brett Hearn's shop.
That's right. That's right.
Correct. Awesome.
Creative Nail Salon gift card for $50 and an R&B Artistry $100 gift card. So, I mean, if it's not worth the pit pass, there's still $150 worth of gift cards and a tiara and a necklace on the line. So
it's kind of cool, and you get to make a lot of new friends. And,
absolutely.
And again,
transferable.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So you get a guest pass, and if Tanner wants to be your date or your or your friend that night.
It's an over 18 only contest. Tanner, they cannot date you.
Okay. It's a good question. It's a good catch, Jake.
I have race cars.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, it's transferable. That guest pit pass is transferable, and that's a unique prize that we have for that event. Brett, would you like to talk about opening night?
Well, yeah. See, we're starting to see some movement in the ability of some of these venues to put people in the stands, especially the outdoor ones, and of course tonight's the first night for the Madison Square Garden have people in the stands.
Oh, that's right. It's a Ranger game, right? Or no?
Knicks
is it
tonight.
Oh, a Knicks game tonight.
We're starting to see some movement on that front. So at this point, I would say I'm fairly confident that our stands will be open for the opener on April 3rd. To some extent, at some capacity.
That's
so
awesome.
Stay tuned to our website so that we can lay out what the plan will be. But I'm fairly certain at this point that we will have people in stands come opening day, and if we are if we are at a limited capacity, those tickets will go on sale in advance through the office.
Yeah.
So again, this is all speculation on my part right now today, but I believe that's going to happen.
But you're hearing it from the man himself, right from the horse's mouth. But here's the thing. I got a stern talking to. Do not call the office. Don't come looking for tickets yet. Yeah. We want you to come look for tickets, but we don't know anything yet, but this is what our predictions are.
Things are definitely moving in the right direction.
They're looking good.
And looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, shall we get on with it? I feel like we can address the baby elephant in the room now, right?
Well,
or do you have other stuff?
I have one more thing I want to talk about,
thing.
and that's the we've had a lot of people are calling about the little track, which obviously February has been a rough month for weather, and we have a lot of snow to melt here, which hopefully will happen in the next couple of weeks. But
yes.
So the little track, the construction of the little track is going to be slightly delayed until the ground firms up a little bit.
Yep.
We obviously don't want to do any damage to the backstretch on the big track that we need for the April 3rd opener and practice the weekend before that. So stay tuned on that, but it's still in the planning stages.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
But it's still going on.
It's still going on.
Still moving forward. Excellent. Okay. So make sure to send in your questions, and I'm seeing some of them come through, which is good. But I think we do have
A little clip.
Jake's got something for us here. Jake, if you want to roll that, that'd be awesome. Oh yeah, there it is.
The youngest driver in the history of the Orange County Fair Speedway, the youngest point champion ever, and the first time leading to Pennsylvania.
My
Here he
the
comes,
remarkable
in
things
time
that he
number 3
did
and 4.
this year,
Ladies and
and not only our
gentlemen,
track
this
champion, but the winner of Eastern States. Winner of the Eastern States Sportsman race.
So not only are you the 2020 track champion in the Sportsman division, not only are you the 2020 Eastern States Sportsman division champion, but you are also the youngest to do so.
Yeah, beat this guy.
Beat that guy.
You beat me by a lot.
None other than Tanner VanDoren. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, you're feeling more frisky than I am.
The best part, in my mind, the best part of the Eastern States celebration wasn't in Victory Lane. It was when he stopped on the track and like he dropped from his feet to his butt on the roof of the car. If I had done that, I would have gotten my second back surgery. That was awesome.
Later that night, I was sitting on a tag or something. I was going, that back hurts for some reason.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Do you remember doing that at all? Was it all like a blur?
Yeah.
So spontaneous and so cool.
That's awesome.
I don't remember what I even did because I was just so happy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah.
I mean, I before we talk about how you got started in racing and all that stuff, I just want to make one observation because I don't really. This year was the first year that I really got to watch a lot of the races from the top of the stands. It's been years since I've done that, right? Yeah. And I didn't even before the year started. I knew there was a young guy in the sportsman ranks, but I didn't know who it was, and I didn't really know your name. And as the year progressed, I started to watch you, and what you did more and more. And I think that, and I've done a lot of driving schools, and I've done some coaching, and there's a lot of guys, and there's two different types of young guys. One guy that starts out that just completely runs over his head, and you got to try to slow him down, and then there's another guy that's starts out really slow and you got to try to build them up. But you are right there with some of the best decision makers that I've ever seen on the track, especially for your age. You kind of have a good feel for when to go, when to slow. You know what you can take and you know what you can give. And when you got to the Eastern States race and you had to have that one good restart and you had to nail that outside move in turn one to get the lead, you just drove the car right to the edge that it could be on, but you knew that was the time you had to go. And but some of the other times when you guys were dealing with some different track conditions during the course of the year, I watched you really be cautious when you need to be cautious, and that's how you win championships, because you got to be around at the end one way or the other. And sometimes it doesn't always mean you have to win every race. I mean, sometimes you have to settle for a fourth or a third, but you bring the car home in one piece. And I just want to say you did a great job, and I was really impressed from watching upstairs like that. That was really cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. That was cool to sit there and watch that, like listen to that conversation. But so Tanner, when were you born again?
2008.
2008. All right. So Brett, I'm gonna play a small game here. All right. So in 2008, okay, and I'm only going back till 2002. So in the span of 6 years. All right. How many starts do you think that you had in 2000 from your career from 2002 to 2008? How many career starts do you think you had?
Do you know the answer?
I do know the answer. Yes.
So if I was averaging
Career starts. This is
total career starts,
total career starts.
I don't
You
know.
don't know.
I don't know the answer. I could
Over or under 800
starts.
starts.
Yeah.
Oh, well over 800. Yeah.
I've got, according to my resources, 658 starts.
In that span of 2002 to 2008.
No, these are according to RaceStat Central, which
No.
are usually pretty good, but I could be wrong. But it does say that you had 187 wins, so the percentages are pretty good. From 2002 to 2008.
Oh, just through that 6 year span.
From through that 6 year
Yes,
span.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. 187 wins in 6 years. Okay. Yeah, so that was just not to date you or date you, but yeah. You've been around this a while, which is kind of cool because, you've gotten to see guys come and go and that's and here I am just sitting in the middle, just fly on the wall.
Getting ready for the season.
That's it. Yeah, but, no, I'm procrastinating that. We've already went over this.
Yeah, I didn't see your car in the car show yet.
You're right, because
For obvious reasons.
because it's not ready yet.
Of course.
So Tanner, how did you? So when you first, so you're 12 now. You're 13.
13.
You're 13. Just turned 13, right? Excellent.
How's it feel to be a teenager?
Yeah.
It's pretty weird, huh?
Yeah, nothing really changes until you're like 21. Yeah, and then 25 you rent a car, but whatever.
So tell us how long have you been racing now?
Yeah.
You started when you were how old?
4.5.
4.5.
So I've been racing for 7 or 8 years.
Awesome. Now, do you know that you're a little bit of a late starter because Tiger Woods started hitting golf balls when he was 1.5 years. That makes you a little bit of a late starter at 4.5. But so you end up with so what kind of cars did you start with?
Quarter midgets.
Quarter midgets. And where did you run them at?
I ran at Blue Mountain Quarter Midget Association, which is a racetrack, but that's what they call it. And then I started at 2 tracks, that, and then I started at Keystone, that we call it. It's
in Pennsylvania.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we moved around, the second year and went to different tracks and we learned and just kept trying harder and trying to get better and we eventually turned it into getting a slingshot and that turned into running Stage 1 Modified with Richie Smith and we had a great time doing that and then we ended up here.
So what do you think about this deal that we're going to be running slingshots at some point this year? Here, I mean, does that bring you back to like some old memories? Are you going to be here to coach somebody? Or are you going to run? Or
Probably not. No.
Could you?
do you want to? Maybe we get you a ride.
I mean, if I got a ride, I probably would. But
All right.
I don't see my need doing that.
We need
Dude, you're gonna come on the show and score a couple of rides out of this.
you can either. There's 2 things you can do. You can either be a coach or we need a flagman too. You want to be a flagman?
No.
right.
Why not, man? See how the other side lives.
I would drop the checker flag on the
track. So you went from stage ones, which are those are 600cc motorcycles too, right?
No. So it's basically better. So it's basically a slingshot motor with it just has a little bit more power, but they're built a lot like modified.
Okay.
So
those aren't on bars, right? They're not on torsion bars. Those are on springs.
Yeah, they're in springs. Yes, they're cool.
So now, do you now your dad's always been your crew chief?
Basically,
More or
yeah.
less?
Me and him.
I mean, do you consider yourself a wrench? Seriously?
At the shop, I am. And
You are? Okay, because I'm just telling
at
you
the track, at the track, it's hard for me to do stuff because I'm still small and still learning. But I can work on the car when we need it. Like down in Florida when we had to do maintenance, I was working on the car with everybody else. And,
do you like to do that?
Yeah, it's fun. I get to learn a lot, and know that's going to help me eventually too.
Absolutely, yeah. I always say that the great drivers have to know your equipment. You can't just there's great drivers and there's really great drivers, and the really great ones really know not only what they want the car to feel like, they know how to get it there. You know? So you got to turn wrenches at some point. But the funny thing is, like when I first started racing at 16, which was the minimum age, I had to be 16 to run here. I never really considered myself. I never really considered myself a mechanic. When other kids in high school were going to the technical classes to be mechanics, I was playing football or basketball. It was different for me. But I ended up being a mechanic out of necessity. But it took a long time before I really felt like I was a mechanic. That's really cool that you're starting out with that and you have a love for that, because I think that there's a lot of young guys out there that everybody wants to be a driver. That's the fun part, right? It's the other part that's that you have to love to be a great driver. That's cool.
Yeah, man. That's I'm just kind of dumbfounded. So kind of going through some comments here and some questions. By the way, if you have a question for Tanner, please throw it in the comments and we'll try to get to it as best we can. How do you have like a certain routine or kind of like a system getting ready for every race? Like, are you superstitious?
Not really, no. Sunday is our wash day and do a little bit of maintenance, but then Monday through Thursday is we get everything done on the car and maintenance it and do tires, and that's what we usually do. And if we don't have enough time to wash it on Sunday, we'll do it on Monday night, and if while he's washing it or my dad's washing it or I'm washing it, we're working on tires or something else.
Do you guys get much help from anybody else or just the two of you?
No, it's usually just us two. No, we have some people come over here and there, but that's about it.
Do you have any 12-year-old buddies that like to come over and mount tires or anything?
No.
Really? Oh man, that's terrible.
Awesome.
You got to get some friends.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years. What will happen is that you'll start doing so good they'll want to latch onto your coat strings and then or your and they'll come and help you because they want to be in victory lane with you.
Yeah, they want to be in the pictures.
Right? They want to get in the pictures. That's what happens, and that's not a bad thing.
No, that's not a bad thing. But you don't have have to put your right sock on first and then your left sock. You don't have one of those weird.
So
you're not superstitious at all. All right.
Yeah. So do you? I mean, I think I asked Jerry Higbee this, but on race day, do you feel like when you wake up on race day, do you feel like today's race day and you start to get butterflies, you get anxious, you get nervous? Nothing. No, just go about your routine.
Yeah.
And when it's time to go to the track, you go to the track, and
whenever
you get in the car, you get in the car.
No, we gotta get up and go down and shop and get the car ready and get in the trailer, and then we head to the track.
But I mean, you've obviously been winning since you're really small. I mean, do you feel like the better that you do, the more pressure you feel? Do you feel any more pressure? No. Okay. Fair enough.
We just go out there and race, and we try to have good nights, and you're gonna have a bad night here and there. It's just the way racing works.
Right. But the problem that you're gonna have is that the better you do, the bar gets higher and higher.
Yeah.
So the bar gets so high, it gets to the point where you either win or you lose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no such thing as a good fifth or a
Yeah.
good sixth anymore. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm just warning you.
I know.
But for now, you know, hey, good finish. Roll the car in the trailer
Yeah.
in one piece. That's a good night, right?
Yep.
So we asked this question to Jerry when he was on. To Jerry, you know Jerry Higby. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, do you ever get nervous sitting on line, like getting ready for you're in a heat race lineup, or you're sitting
No.
on line waiting for the feature to go on?
No, I just kind of sit there and talk to myself, be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your go-to conversation with yourself? Whatever.
I got a good question for you because it's something that I do often, right? So you're sitting on the line there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at the guys that are in your heat race? So say you're starting fifth
Yeah.
or sixth. Do you kind of study what the other guys do on when you're not with them or when you're watching them on the track? Do you kind of like predict what they're going to do
Yeah.
before you make your move?
Like they always say, you got to know who you're racing with, and you don't know that's not good because they say the guy starting fourth, always just cuts down inside.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to know that he's gonna do that, so you know how to
React.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you while you're in line, you're thinking about that.
yeah.
Right. That's exactly.
I love
what
how
you
he says
gotta
that like.
do. Yeah.
It doesn't ever.
See, he's talking to
He's
himself.
not old enough.
No, he said, I'm talking to myself, and I just wanted to find out what he's talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's and that kind of like point that you bring up, that you need to know who you're racing against and this and that and the other. Like those are all things that you learn. That's not something that I have quite really gotten good at. Right, but I've also have been racing less time than you have. But yeah. So I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yes. So going back to you're wise. You're more wise than your age. I still remember the first time, and we were kind of talking about it before when we were before the show, and it was how well that you can kind of describe what's going on with the race car when it's happening. And all while popping out of the car, sitting on a folding chair, and sipping on a juice box, but it fits. You know what I mean? Like the actions, or if you couldn't hear that situation that I'm describing, you would think that this person doesn't really know what he's doing. Like he's just kind of having fun. But if you close your eyes and you listened, you could have thought that it was the dude to your left describing what was going on with a race car. And, it's amazing. I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't hear it for myself. So, any other tricks that you want to kind of pass along, you just write them down and, we can make a book and make a little bunch more.
I thought you wanted me to train you here.
Yeah. You said $500 a month.
Yeah.
And I'll counter that with 2, and we'll call it even.
No, 500, no lower.
All right. We'll talk. Talk to that man over there and let me think about my counter.
So, what do you like? I mean, you just came off a big win there in Florida, which is awesome at Bubba Speedway, in the Short Track Super Series. And my question is, what do you do? I mean, are you just going to school now? Are you doing virtual school? I mean, what are you doing?
So I go in. So I'll have virtual Monday through Wednesday, and then go in Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
So we have
It's split up.
hybrid. It's called, and then we do that every week, and that's how I'm learning. I don't know if I'm learning much, but
Right.
I'm learning.
Hey.
So-
hey.
I mean, what do you do? You do it in your off season? You do anything else for fun, or you just think about racing?
No, we rip out the cars, and
You iRace?
do a lot of that.
All right.
And
He's good at that too, by the way.
You don't
No.
train, do you? You don't train, do you?
no,
No. All right.
how would I train? I don't know.
What, lift weights? You can go for runs.
Jumping
I know.
jacks.
I know that you're not worried about gaining weight, but it'll come. I promise.
You'll find you might need to in a few decades.
That's right. Just getting the race car ready. A couple miles on the treadmill.
Are you a big video game guy?
Yeah, not really.
Not
No.
really. Mostly iRacing.
Yeah, no. If I'm gonna do any video games, it's
Do you
iRacing.
like any other sports? Do you watch any other sports? Or not really.
I watch NASCAR.
Yeah.
I used to watch a lot of football. I don't really anymore. But
So mostly car related,
Yeah.
racing related. You like late models,
yeah, dude.
sprint cars? A little bit of everything.
You really raised the real racer over here. Just like he's
Well,
the real deal.
I was
He's
in
a basketball, nope. Football, nope.
I think he has a passion for it, and then since the age of 5, I think with racing, the biggest thing, and Brett may attest, is mental. A lot of people may have the skill to drive, but their mental game, worried about what hill they drew, or that kind of stuff. And since 5, I've been trying to work on it with mental. Like,
Yeah.
this is stuff you need to learn, and it doesn't matter. You pull 99 out of the bucket, and
You have to overcome.
He
Yeah.
ran just like you do, and racing clean, hard, and with respect, and leave it at that.
That's it.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's it.
No.
Dad's here too.
Do you have a-
dad's your chauffeur? That's who we were talking to. I don't
So
know if
you're-
you could hear him or not.
So your dad's obviously your favorite crew chief. So who is?
I hope so.
Do you have any drivers that you like to pattern yourself after? I mean, do you have a favorite national driver, a favorite local driver, or are you just kind of
Well, it's-
like everybody?
yeah, no, when we go to help people, like Timmy Buckwalter, we go to help. Sometimes when we have off, and we go and hang out and work on the car and help them. And that's a good example. What we do when when we're off. And it's fun working on other people's cars too, because I'm just like my dad's helping me do it. I'm helping somebody else do it.
Yep. Yep. Excellent.
So
Do you have a NASCAR guy that you like?
Nah, not really.
Okay. Fair enough.
fair enough.
What do you got, Pat?
So, so you've accomplished in your short 12 years of life, or 13. I'm sorry, 13. A lot more than most people will, in their lifetime. Is there any other thing what's next? You know what I mean? Like Brett said, it's gonna come a time where a fifth isn't gonna woo everybody anymore. So what's the next goal? What's the do you have anything next?
No. Try to get try to win Port Royal next year, and Oswego is a big one.
Yep.
Dirt week, and then after that, whatever comes.
Just start checking off big races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're targeting the bigger sportsman race, and obviously you're a good
Yeah.
traveler. I mean, you won Georgetown too, right? A race-
Delaware.
Delaware. Okay. Delmar.
Yep.
Okay, so you won a race there. So it's one thing to be good at one track. It's really good to be good at several different tracks, or be a threat anytime you go into it, anytime you roll into a track. So yeah, I could see where Oswego would be a big goal for you. There's no reason why you can't be competitive there for sure. Are you ready to talk about any thing beyond Sportsman, like a 358 ride that might be happening this year? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
So we're gonna be running some races for Joey Barbagal and the number 4 car. We'll be running a couple races here and there. At the beginning of the season, we're gonna be running put a 358 in our car and running a couple races and get our feet wet, and then we're gonna go back to crate for the big races. So to get some seat time in the crate again before we go the big races like Oswego and that stuff. And that's about it.
So the 358 races that you want to do, will they be here?
Yes.
Okay, awesome, excellent.
Great.
Looking forward to that. I'm glad you said that. I had no idea.
So you're gonna run here every Saturday, right? You can't.
Well, yeah.
Well, when
With the 358.
with the 358, and then you can't walk away from All Faithful,
No.
And then where? So you're gonna run anywhere? Where else are you gonna run?
Oh, we'll be running Big Diamond and Open Sportsman, and then we're gonna hit crate shows here and there.
And just kind of bop around and chase
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Excellent,
Good for you.
excellent.
Got to chase that money. I got to tell you, Max McLaughlin popping in, saying he loves you. Good for you. You're a fan favorite, dude. You're a rock star. Dad, if you're gonna sign an agent, I'll invest. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna do anything.
I mean,
that.
we already kind of have Agent Roth that Max would call him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, Ralph helps you too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. And Max probably just got a big laugh about that one.
So one question that popped in was, what kind of chassis do you ride? Are you on bars? Are you on coils? Do you not want to tell anybody because it's super secret?
We're on Hig Fab. Hig Fab.
Hig Fab.
Standard Hig Fab.
Bars, coils. You don't want to tell. You don't want to know.
Bars.
Bars. All right.
Doesn't matter.
That's it. So it's pretty much just the talent in the seat. Is what you're saying.
No.
I mean, you could say that.
Hig Fab and bars is it has some good grip and
Yeah.
with a crate you don't really need coils.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I agree with you to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the burning questions that I've gotten.
It looks like you got quite a few there.
They're more just the fan club that we are basically.
Everyone's just telling you how awesome you are.
Yeah. This is it. So talk about Eastern States.
Do you have any brothers
Okay.
or sisters, by the way?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Oh God, I feel bad for
Is he
them.
younger or older?
Younger.
Younger? You gonna make him be your crew at some point? Does he help you?
Not really.
Not yet.
No, he races quarter midgets and
Oh, okay. So
So-
he wants to be a driver too?
not really. He likes playing like soccer and playing in dirt. So
Okay.
But he is fun racing his quarter midgets, and that's if you know, like my dad said, no, if he wants to play soccer, that's totally fine.
Right.
If that's what he wants to do, that's okay for
That's
him
it.
to do that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So let's go. I want to know. I want to know from your perspective because back to Eastern States.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where did you start again? You started
Sixth.
sixth. Okay. So you're starting on
No, I
top.
started seventh. Fifth or sixth, something like that.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
you weren't on the front row.
Third row. We'll call it third row.
Yeah.
I think
all
it
right,
was-
yeah. And you had when did you get into second? Because I remember watching the race, but I remember I was really starting to pay attention when it was like the 12th restart in a row
I
that you
think-
were on the top.
I think it was lap
Like halfway.
23. No, yeah, because I got second at lap like 24 and we had a yellow.
Okay. So it was 24 right before halfway, right? Because it was
Yeah.
50 or it was 55?
50.
It was 50. And so now you're on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, were you restarting well on the top all day or no?
It was tough.
It was tough.
Yeah,
But you were holding your own.
yeah.
Okay. So now you're restarting outside pole.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow flies, or excuse me, you pass into second. Yellow flies. What's your first thought? Is it I got to start on the top, or is it
Well, it was like that's the only one I'm going to be able to pass
is
on a restart.
on a restart? Okay. So then so take me through the next from second to first. Like what's your thought process and how are you reacting?
No, I was just seeing how good of restarts I was getting, and no, it was kind of off and on if you'd get a good one or a bad one, and I finally got a good one and got out front, and just tried to hit my marks. No, I screwed up pretty bad with coming to 5 to go because I was looking at the board, and I almost made myself get second, but no, I got to slow down and got back to the bottom and finished the last 5 laps out, and yeah.
Yeah. So there was a stretch there where there was about 5-ish, I think, like restarts, right? With you starting on the top.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say 5.
And you and who was it? Who was
Alan
leading
Fink.
it? Alan Fink. So I remember you and Fink diving into one side by side. It was a fantastic race, and at that point I was sitting on the front stretch, in the infield, and I can only see you coming down the front stretch, diving into one, and I couldn't see.
Coming out of 2.
Yeah. So where did you pass him? Where did you, how did that?
I got a good start, and I drove it down in 1 pretty hard, and
A little harder than he did.
yeah,
Right, and stuck it.
got it. Yeah, and got it slowed down and got to the bottom, and just got in front of him.
And just made it look easy. Is that what? I mean, you could say you could say that because you kind of did. Yeah, because I remember thinking to myself, "There's no way," and this is no don't take this the wrong way. There's no way that someone, not just you, but someone could be that consistent on the top because the bottom is where you need to be all day.
Well,
There's no way that this kid can be that consistent time after time after time after time. And you did it. And now I'm...
Same. That's basically what Jerry said. No, he said one of these times he's going to screw up and this come out like 10th or something.
Yeah.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes it wouldn't be your fault for trying.
But that's why you're there. You know what I mean? Like if you don't do it, then you're not doing your job. So you pass, you take the checker, and I know that we kind of touched on it before, but it's so damn fun to talk about. Your go-to move was the bottom of your feet to your behind on the fiberglass. That was your go-to move.
Was that something that you saw yourself doing?
I know. It was the mud on the roof.
It was the mud on the roof.
Yeah, it's the mud on the roof.
So you actually slid off by accident?
Yeah, it was the mud on the roof.
Oh, okay. I thought it was planned. I thought, man, that's really cool if you planned that out.
Didn't you stop?
That's way
on the
better than
backstretch?
burnout.
You stop on the backstretch?
Yeah.
Okay, I do remember that. Yeah, because you salute. Yep. So out of the whole weekend, did you see, like, obviously every race car driver goes in and says, like, I'm gonna try to win this race,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Obviously, because if you don't think like that, then you're not doing your job. But like, when did you know that you had a legitimate shot? Because like starting third row, like we kind of decided that we did, like.
I would say, no. When I got up to like third, and we were just running the bottom there, and then got myself up to second, and then, we had all those yellows. I thought, one of these times I should be able to, at least try to get them. And it did work out, but got third.
When you got to third,
Yeah.
You make everything sound so just nonchalant and easy, like, and you're smiling over there, like, yeah, dude.
He was talking to himself. And that was good.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
Yeah. So all these big moments and all, so like, what was your favorite? What is the one thing that you keep going back to? Like, is it the pass? Is it the celebration on the roof? Is it the celebration?
That's very cool.
I think I gotta stop giving you options. Like, these can't be multiple choice questions, because you're just gonna be like, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I gotta coax stuff out of you.
So now that we know that in 2021 that it's likely we're going to have fans in the stands, which you didn't get to play to a lot of fans last year, other than the drive-in, which is kind of it's kind of like there's nobody there when you're racing, right?
Yeah.
But in 2021 with fans in the stands, I want to recommend that you do a T-shirt that's marketed to every girl under 18 years old, because I think there's a lot of potential there, and you can use the money for tires. Does that sound like a good idea?
Dad, how's that sound?
Usually runs the other way when girls.
Look, I'm telling you, there's a big vacuum of young girls in the stands that would love to buy your
Hey,
T-shirts.
we have T-shirts now. We do.
There you go.
Yeah, we do.
Now it's out there.
That's it. Yeah, listen. If
Where can we buy one?
You have to message my dad, Jason VanDoren, on Facebook and to get one.
Okay, there you go. What's the how do we message you?
On Facebook.
Okay.
Is your phone popping off yet or no? No? It's gonna. Just put it on silent.
Eastern States. His phone was fully charged after the race. He said by about lap 20 of the 200, it was dead.
It was done.
Because everybody was popping off.
That's good. That was a nice reminder.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's awesome.
The T-shirt thing, this is our first go around with it, and we didn't do it last year, and I think at Port Royal I could have sold 100. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I missed the boat here.
Yes,
But
you are.
the initial expense to do it is tough.
It's tough,
And we're fortunate to work with Bob Hilbert. Actually reached out to me. Great guy, been in this sport a long time. Sponsors race cars and got some T-shirts. So Mom has yet to see him race.
Get out! Your mom doesn't watch you race?
She just won
She
Really?
doesn't want to, yeah. So
Oh.
Mom has yet
Okay.
to see him race the big car. So she's going to do the T-shirt stuff and with my son at Easter up here, and then at Big Diamond. So yeah.
Great.
Well, you better call Bob now.
So you are
And reorder.
I thought I was
We
breaking some
already
news to you.
ran out.
It was one
We
step
already
ahead of
ran
me.
out of sweatshirts.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You come here with all these people. You didn't bring any T-shirts.
Not now.
Let me give you another hint. Don't give too many away because you can't make.
That's
any money
right.
if you do
That's
that.
right. See,
Know your worth.
I was gonna say, yeah. The other thing is that like if you're gonna take advice about like from someone about selling stuff, the dude to your left is pretty good at it. He's pretty good at it. So a couple questions coming in. All right. Who do you compare? Like, do you compare yourself to drivers? If you do, who do you compare yourself to? Like, or if you don't compare yourself to other drivers, how do you like? Who do you watch race and say, I'm kind of like that person?
I don't do that. I don't.
Why?
I watch the track and know where they're running and stuff. I don't really pay attention to know know if they're like me or not. No.
Yeah, you don't care about other people. Is pretty much what you're saying.
No, I know.
No, like not in that, not like a mean way.
Yeah.
But like in terms of their driving style, like it just doesn't really matter to you.
No.
Gotcha.
Right. You race yourself.
Yeah.
In some respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So how about this one? Toughest person to race against? Alan Fink. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you mean by
Who is the person that is the hardest person to pass on the racetrack? That you've raced against?
I don't think there really is one. Yeah, at least, yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's more than likely going to be him.
Well, I'll tell you that.
Have a Danny Johnson yet?
Yeah, I remember my first time racing against him. It was in the Eastern States 2016, my first small block race that I raced, and I was one of the last cars to get in. My first small block race to get ever, and we were getting into one. I was obviously a lap car, and he hit me in the back so hard that I had you got to scramble to try to get one of these because your helmet's about here. And that was at lap 10.
It was probably...
All right. Lap 12, I wrecked the car because I said, I got to go. That's a true story.
Hang on. I have one question. How do you get lapped at lap 10?
It's your first. It was my first.
Wait a minute. Who's asking the question?
Wall here?
Yeah.
Did he hit inside wall and get a left front flat?
Yeah. That's all right. 2018, I out-qualified him now. I didn't want to bring it up, but you forced my hand. If you're going to show me up on my own show, like I need something in the back pocket. Like it's the only time that I've ever mentioned that. But yeah, that's all right. So, anybody see anything that's on the questions on the comments here?
Does it impress anybody else at school that you're a driver? Like, do you get to whip that out to other kids?
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
No.
You need to make them understand.
They're lost.
This is when you pull it out and say, "Hey, check this out. $5,000 I won."
Walk around with a big check.
So I got a couple questions, right? We've had a couple questions come in that you can help me on. One of them anyway. What car are you in at Middletown this year? 51 or 22?
I'm going to be in the 22.
Okay, 22 is the answer. We had a question about the party deck, and we do fully expect that will be open, and we will offer that as a
ticket package.
Businesses for a season's pass or on an individual race basis. We'll probably do that through the office again. I fully expect that to be open for April 3rd. So the party deck's going to be open. And we had a question asked from Ronnie Ferriola Jr. about age, because we did enter an age limit this year in the rule book at 14. But we are allowing younger drivers to participate if they're pre-approved, which you obviously are, because you had 25 years experience before you got to the age of 12. So you're eligible. But moving forward, if anybody's going to run any of the classes, including rookie sportsman, under the age of 14, there's going to be some kind of a pre-qualifying process that we have to go through to do that, so they can race. And you're obviously our defending champion, so you're in firmly. We won't ban you.
Wait, you're not.
Fair
You weren't
enough.
just. Is that actually going to be a rule, or did you just make that up?
No, we actually put that. It's actually in the rule.
Oh, all right. Okay. As soon as you said 14, I was like, oh,
No,
like,
but that's-
come on, man.
And we just changed the rule this year. Sorry. Like, see you next year.
Sorry, man. Like,
Yeah, hey, thanks, Brett.
I was like, man, you're really pulling this kid's leg really bad. Like,
That would have been good. That would have been a good one, huh?
that's what I mean. I was like, there's live. This is a live
We
show.
brought you on the way down. Sorry.
I guess I should ask about the small one.
I like this question about Wawa. Did you
Oh.
see this one? How important is Wawa on the way home?
Very important. The only worst thing is when we get there, because it's usually 11, 12 o'clock. They have their milkshake machine turned off.
Oh man! Well, that's the Wawa's your go-to on the way home.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to have a go-to on the way home. I mean, I remember those days.
I remember.
We want to mention Hoosier Tire and thank them for presenting the tires to the people that are going to enter the car show this year, and thank them for sponsoring the track, being the official tire of Dirt Car, and being a great partner at Orange County Fair Speedway.
Yeah, I and this isn't just because you brought it up, but it's obviously relevant. I love prepping Hoosiers tires. I don't like prepping American racers. I'm sorry, I just don't like it. They're very finicky.
Do you have a preference on
Yeah,
tires?
do you have a
And
preference on tires?
I don't know, maybe.
They feel the same to me.
Do they? Okay.
but
They're not
working
fun to
with them.
sight. They're not
Yeah.
fun to sight. Neither of them. Hoosiers are hard to get off. Well, both of them are hard to get off.
Like off the wheels.
Yeah. Hoosiers because.
But I like cutting the Hoosiers better than I like sanding, siping, grinding. American racing. I just don't. I don't know.
The siping is the worst part.
Yeah, but you got to do it.
I know.
Do you have like a super secret method about preparing your tires?
Don't talk about it if you do.
I was gonna say, I was like, please don't, but I know I do. It probably doesn't. It obviously doesn't work, but
There you go. Thanks a lot for being
Yes.
here. We really appreciate it. We hope
Yes.
everybody was entertained by our banter.
yeah. Soon we will start the TBD fan club because apparently that needs to get
Good luck
started.
good luck with the t-shirt sales.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
good luck
thank
with
you.
the season. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.